if they plan on activating some type of recession this year, you may want to prepare, guys. If you're panicking right now, then when the actual red candles appear, guys, that's when you're probably going to be crying. So we're going to be talking about what they're planning, guys, because it does seem like something could be on the horizon. Obviously, never financial advice, but we're trying to stay ahead of the curve. Please like today's video and share. Check this out from Unusual Whales. Bank credit is shrinking for the first time since the Great Recession. So a lot of metrics are pointing back to we're on the verge of a recession, guys, possibly, right? If not something worse like a Great Depression. Now, people are saying to grab your popcorn, right? Get your popcorn, guys. Not to mention, these politicians, the Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen said, the United States economy seeing now what I think we can describe as a soft landing. Earlier this month, guys, right? The last time she stated that, a recession occurred afterwards. So, this is why we may want to prepare. Check this out. They're stating it in plain sight. Breaking: United States of America Treasury orders Congress to draft crypto regulations before the next disaster occurs. Supposedly, they say right here, Treasury officials call for action from United States policymakers to regulate crypto before the next crisis hits. What do we talk about, guys? This is the most craziest thing I've ever witnessed. So they know that a next crisis will appear, guys, right? It's only a matter of time. Now, they want to regulate cryptocurrencies before something else appears, guys, like what's a black swan, right? So listen to this and we're going to investigate further. They're telling us in plain sight.
Check this out. Crypto Hall got a live stream tonight. Treasury, you got to hear this. Treasury officials call for action from United States policymakers to regulate crypto before the next crisis hits. Are you seeing this? Oh my God. The Treasury is telling the government, you got to make rules now because there's a crisis coming. Oh, really? After each financial crisis that we've had, the last one I think was 2008, new regulations are adopted, such as the Dodd-Frank Trade Act, said Treasury Secretary. They're talking about a crisis that's coming. And then after this crisis hits everybody, we'll have new regulations and all these kinds of things. I don't know if they're coming up with the regulations before the Black Swan or after. My name's Crypto.
There you guys go.
Hulk.
So that's exactly what we stated, guys. Go back, watch my videos from years ago. I stated that only when the collapse appears, it's probably when they're going to introduce regulations. Why? Because a lot of people just went broke, guys. A scam just occurred, right? But they're going to blame it on scams and whatnot. But it's actually tied to the whole economy, right? Problem, reaction, solution. So we know a next crisis is on the horizon, but as we see right here, check this out. Elections and recessions, the correlation, okay? So I wanted to bring upon and make you guys understand that we see elections, the correlation between elections and recessions. So within the data, guys, we see 17 elections. We see recessions in election years 4 times, recessions in year after 9 times. So either or, if it doesn't happen this year, guys, it's going to happen next year. And the longer it takes, the more catastrophic it will be, right? Although recessions occurred only in 4 of 17 presidential election years since 1948, history was not as kind to the incoming administrations. There were recessions in 9 of the 17 years following election. 17 years following elections, guys. Wow. Could that be the case, huh? Interesting. Fascinating. So, JB is planning to throw some type of demise towards Trump, possibly, right? Unless it happens here, guys, and then Trump saves the day. Now, here's the bank term funding program. Look at this. Saw its biggest increase this week, right, since early April 2023 back here, guys. Now, the silent run on the United States banking system is at full swing again. What happened back here, guys, right? The banks were collapsing and they had to bring some type of injection into the program, right, into the banking system. And we see the bank term funding program. Now, it's been going stable, guys, but it's starting to move back up again. Something is here about to break soon. Something here is about to probably about to break soon, guys, right? Most, I'm guessing bank runs and whatnot, so prepare for that. Now, this all ties in with the United States Federal Reserve will wait until the second quarter before cutting interest rates. Now, check this out. So, it's all about these interest rates. Why? Because here's the correlation to the SPX, guys, the S&P 500 index, and when the Federal Reserve cuts rates. Okay, so you guys can see the red dotted line. Every time the Fed cuts, guys, the stock market goes down afterwards, right? Happened over here, literally at the top, guys. Stock market went down, and then this was back in about 2020, right? This happened before, so they cut rates, and then there was like a possibly a couple month delay, right? But either or, the stock market went down, guys, right? And now, what's going to happen next, right? If they cut rates, when? Let's go check, guys. So if we go back here, the chances are March to May, right? Around that time frame. It depends on the inflation, the CPI report in February. So we're going to pay attention to that. If things come lower, guys, right? If the inflation comes lower than expected, then they're probably going to cut in March. But if it goes higher, what are they just going to hold or hike rates, guys? I mean, if they hike, so either or, we're going to see some type of collapse, right? Some type of, and then what needs to happen is, look at that, they take it all the way down, these interest rates, right? And they prop up the market again. Happens time and time and time again, guys, right? Look at that. Insane stuff, guys. So it's pretty clear. If we do, I'm saying if, I don't, obviously, we're basing this on history, right? On what has happened before. Usually when they cut rates, the market tumbles. Why? Because something broke us, and the Federal Reserve tries to come in and save the day, right? But it's too late, and then they just cut emergency meetings and all types of stuff, guys. So if it repeats, we know what's upcoming, right? March to May, some type of black swan will appear. Now, you may be asking, okay, let's say some type of recession is on the horizon, and then they come in and save the day afterwards. Well, each time a recession occurs, guys, they print so much more money, right? So much more. This time it has to be a lot more. Now, you may be asking, okay, what are they going to use though? Well, here we got our narrative, guys, from Wall Street Silver. The WEF are preparing for this right here. You guys can see, right? DX, guys, which will be 20 times more deadlier, right? More deadly than what has happened previously. So they're discussing what steps may be necessary, such as, right, to quiet and shush down when it does occur, because it's going to be very hectic, guys. Now they're talking about in a result of 20 times more fatal, right, more scarier than what has happened previously. 20 times more, guys. 20 times more. That's ridiculous. That means everyone's dying. Everyone is dying, guys. No one is safe. That's not even funny. Why? I told you, whatever they're preparing next time, right? This may honestly tie in with some type of collapse, possibly. 20 times more is insane, guys. What? That's ridiculous. So, wow, I can't even fathom. Okay, so I told you guys, right? Whatever they're preparing, this would be worse, a lot worse than what has happened previously. Why? Because that just means they could print more money, and then it props up the economy, right? UBI may come into play, stimulus checks, guys, all sorts of stuff, right? Inject it into the stock market, cryptocurrency market, and then just keep printing, and until one point in time, the collapse has to happen, guys. It literally cannot go on forever, right? There needs to be a downfall. So, are they going to use this type of narrative, right? Manufacture it, guys. Look at this. The date is January 17th, and they're literally preparing for it. It seems as, right, at the WEF. Look at that. So, if this, the time is 11:03. Interesting. So if they are preparing this, guys, then prepare, because oh my, I just can't believe it. Look, This term is used to signify an unknown, right? You guys know that could lead to a significant global. It's basically they're trying to repeat the past, guys, right? So either a bank collapse is on the horizon, some type of WW3 narrative, or honestly, just throw this out there, right? It's that simple, guys. Look at that. You just can't make this stuff up, right? If you search it up, they themselves say that right here. That that the C thing was the first, right, one to pop out of nowhere, guys. And then they're saying that it may happen again at one point in time, right? And now we have to prepare for anything. So listen to this, guys. It seems like they're all preparing. Check this out.
Anyway.
Again, this ties into what? I told you guys, this ties into elections and recessions. If not, it's going to be the year after, right? Either a recession is inbound, they're going to prop up the market again, and then a collapse happens, or they're just going to collapse it. Which one will be? Probably the first one. Recession, prop it up, then collapse after.
Okay. So this is what's going on in Google. I have friends in tech, like very high up in tech, that are monitoring the situation. He said, whoa, all right. He says, I got this email, Ides of March are on there, prepping now. Dear advertiser, in February 2024, Google will update the inappropriate content policy to clarify the definition of sensitive events. A sensitive event is an unforeseen event or development that creates significant risk to Google's ability.
So it seems like a black swan, right? A black swan, an unforeseen event, means literally a black swan. You can't predict it. It happens when? Suddenly, out of nowhere, guys, things go parabolically upwards, right? As in, look back in 2020, happened suddenly. Anything can happen overnight, guys. This is why Mr. Poole did say to prepare, right, in case of anything. Crazy.
Ability to provide high quality, relevant information and ground true cultural or political impacts, such as civil emergencies, natural disasters, public health emergencies, terrorism, and related activities, conflict, or mass acts of violence. Examples of what's prohibited. Products or services that exploit, dismiss, or condone the sensitive event, including...
Okay, guys, so I'm not going to play the rest of the video, but he basically says that, you know, they're going to be updating their terms and service, I guess, right? The rules and whatnot. So it's going to be some type of hush shush, right? Or honestly, they could bring upon a cyber attack. I mean, guys, there are so many cards out there, right, that nobody even knows. I mean, they could pull out anything. Look at this. Even Biden says we're going to need the money because there's going to be another. You guys know, right? We're going to need the money. You may as well just print it, right? Look at this. An Arctic zombie V in Siberia could one day be real. You guys can see, right? So I mean, they're just finding new everything, guys, at this point, right? The Chinese scientist says they create a, you guys know, that attacks their brain and has a 100% kill rate, right? So we got 20x over there, we got 20x over here, guys, right? Literally 20x, and then we got over here, it's 100%. I mean, I told you the next one has to be so catastrophic, guys, that the amount of money they're going to print will be 20-30 trillion dollars, probably 30. Prop it up to $100 trillion, and they say that, right? Whenever everything happens, guys, look at that. It's all mapped out. It's all planned beforehand, not financial advice. So, what do you guys think is going to be happening? Look at this. Here they come again for the. You guys know, right? It always happens during election years, or most likely, or after the year after, guys. In the end, let us prepare because something is incoming, not financial advice. My name is Face Amazingness. See you.